friends, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on today's video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Haley. Thank you for stopping by. Today I'm sharing my favorite books from my book collection. So a few of you requested this video and you actually requested to see my entire book collection, but because I have so many books now, I just felt like it wouldn't really provide you with enough value for me to be able to go through every single book and why I have enjoyed them. And also a lot of my books are brand new, so I actually haven't had a chance to get into them and really learn from them. So I think that over time I'm going to start doing these videos to share the new books that I've really been loving. Today I'm going to focus on 5 different reading pieces and exactly why I enjoyed them. Maybe it was the writer's type of writing and the way that they expressed certain ideas and thoughts. And some of them have graphics, not all of them are novels and non-fiction. So I'm really excited to share these ones with you guys. I have learned so much from reading ever since COVID-19 started. I really got into reading in February of this year and I have been so happy ever since because I feel like I'm constantly learning just by reading even 30 minutes a day, and I find that it really helps with vocabulary and just speaking in general. So reading is definitely something that I would recommend if you haven't gotten into it yet. I know that a lot of people like myself used to say that they hated reading, and then once they picked up a book that really spoke to them and actually helped them learn something, they started reading daily. So it is definitely something that is very, very valuable, and I feel like it's just a miniature version of an education on whatever you want to learn about, which is really fantastic and quite amazing actually. There are so many authors out there, so many amazing books that cover every single topic you can imagine. So today the books that I'm going to be focusing on are the ones that have helped me with personal development, habit development, and also just minimalism in general. There is one specific book in here called Less, and it has really changed my mindset towards minimalism. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so to get started, the very first book that I want to talk about is The 5 AM Club by Robin Sharma. You guys know, if you have been on here for a while, and also if you follow me on Instagram, that this book changed my entire life. And I say that with every true and honest fiber of my being, because this actually helped me create amazing habits in my life. It changed the way that I think about things, and also it just gave me a really strong sense of confidence. So this book I really enjoyed reading because I found that his style of writing really spoke to me, and obviously that's not going to be the case for every single person when they read the same book because everybody's perception is different, but he really writes in a way that is easy to understand. And I really liked that even though this book was about habit development and just personal development in general, it was actually in the form of a novel. So it was a story, and I found that the characters and the plot were really interesting and intriguing. I actually finished this book, and you guys can see how thick it is, within 1 week because I could not put it down. The story just made me want to keep reading, and I also read this during quarantine, so we were obviously stuck at home, and this was really a savior for me because I learned so many different things from it. So I don't want to bore you during this video, but I do want to share some of the things that I learned from each of the books that I'm going to share with you. So from the 5 AM Club, I literally developed a routine of my own in the morning. I started waking up earlier and earlier. Obviously, when I started reading this book, I was waking up at about 8:30 or 9 AM. And now I'm thinking, how did I wake up so late? Because I actually developed a habit of waking up at 5 AM from this book. So what this book tells you about is the 5 AM Club routine, and it's basically a whole bunch of different formulas and routines and guidelines that help you to create a routine that is super sturdy, super durable. And basically why I'm saying that is that it helps you understand why having a routine is super important in your life. for yourself mentally, spiritually, physically, and a whole bunch of other reasons. And they help you understand how to make it last and make it stick. So essentially in this book, he says that if you do the 5 a.m. routine 66 days in a row consecutively, you are going to be able to create an automatic habit, and it's no longer going to be super difficult to wake up at that time. I'm super proud to say that I am waking up around 5 a.m. every single day from Monday to Friday, and honestly my body kind of naturally wakes me up at that time now. Obviously it's been over 6 months as well, so it has been a work in progress during this whole time, but I definitely think that this has changed the way that I think about my habits in my everyday life, the good ones, the bad ones, which ones I need to maybe add into my life, and it's a really, really great way of learning as well with the style of his writing. The next book that I want to talk about is The Compound Effect. This is by Darren Hardy, and I really liked this book. First of all, it was a very quick read, as you can see here. It was really nicely laid out, and he really stuck straight to the point. He didn't add in any fluff into this book, which is what made it super, super easy to understand. I kind of learned best in that sense. I really like when people are straightforward and they don't add any additional jargon or language into the book. So I really learned a lot from this one, and The Compound Effect is basically all about how our habits are actually formed in a compound effect way. And so basically it just helps you develop habits and understand exactly how habit development works. So kind of along with the 5 a.m. Club, these two books are really great for developing those habits and really learning about what you need in your life. The next book that I want to talk about is The Power of Now. This is by Eckhart Tolle. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but this is also a very popular book. What I will tell you about this one is that it was extremely hard to read in the sense that it was super, super dense. There is a lot of information in here, a lot of words that I did not understand. I had to Google them. And so I read this book very slowly. It probably took me a month and a half to actually finish this. And I was reading another book on the side as well, just because this one kind of makes you go crazy when you're reading it. Like, it's so much information to take in that you can only read a chapter or two at a time so that you can fully absorb what is said in the book. But I really liked this one because it was in a question and answer format, and they actually have an audio version of this where there is someone asking questions and he's answering them in this book, which I thought was really cool. I've never read a book like that before, but basically this is all about spirituality and spiritual enlightenment. So it's not about religion. It has nothing to do with any specific type of religion, but it's a very general kind of blanket cover of spirituality and enlightenment. It talks about the universe a lot. It talks about you. It talks about the power of being present. And I really found that I was enlightened when I read this book. After a while, I started to realize how important it is to, you know, remain present. And you would be surprised at what you will learn in this book. It's obvious that everyone says you need to be present, be aware of your surroundings at all times, try to be as present as possible when you're around loved ones, but this one really goes into depth as to why and how that actually works. So I really enjoyed this, and I did learn a lot from it. The next book here is Less. This is by Rachel Oust. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And it's a visual guide to minimalism. So exactly that. It actually has a lot of different visuals in the book itself. And so I really enjoyed it because of that. I found that it was super easy to read. It's not necessarily a book that you would pick up and read the entire thing in one sitting. However, you can definitely do that in case you are just wanting to do like a quick learn on minimalism. But I found this really helpful when I was decluttering my room, when I was going through my things, figuring out what I did and did not need. And I feel like it's just a really great beginner's guide to minimalism and just living with less. And last but not least, this is my favorite book at the moment because I'm obviously reading it right now. I'm about 3/4 way through, and it's called The Leader Who Had No Title. This is another one by Robin Sharma. Robin Sharma is probably my favorite author right now. I love his style of writing. He really speaks to me, like I said before with the 5 a.m. Club. And if you are looking for a writer who is able to, I guess, represent his ideas and thoughts through storytelling, these are definitely the types of books that you will love, and I guarantee you'll find at least one of his that you really enjoy. So this one is all about leadership and leading without a title. I really like this one because it really applies to every part of my life and our lives. It applies to family, relationships, the work life, social life, and it's essentially telling us about how to lead without a title. So basically, for example, one of the examples in this book is if you are a janitor, you don't need to have a CEO title in order to be a leader. It's basically the idea that every single person has the power to be a leader, no matter what their title is, no matter what their job is. And so I really enjoy this book because, again, it's in a story format. It has really interesting characters, and he incorporates a lot of really great lessons that are easy to understand as well. And there you guys have it. Those are my favorite books at the moment. I hope you guys found this video enjoyable, maybe helpful, and if you read any of these books and figure out that you really love them, I would love to hear that as well. And if you have any books that you find are really amazing, that really spoke to you and resonated with you, I would love to hear what they are. So feel free to comment down below or DM me on Instagram. I will be linking every single one of these books in the description box below, as well as a few other ones that I've read that I did not include within this video. I have a lot of books to go through, you guys, so I'm hoping that over the next few months and also the next year, I'm going to be doing more of these videos. I might make a playlist actually, so that I can actually share, you know, small groups of books so that I'm not overwhelming you within one video. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below because I post every Monday and Thursday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.